Hey guys, it's truebeuatyforever here, aka Natasha Red for the Poetry, and this is my lovely grandma. Her name is Kima, and we are going to be doing a video where Kima tries to guess today's slang words, and then we're going to be doing a part 2 of this video where I try to guess slang words from when she was younger. So, are you excited for this?
Very excited.
All right. How well do you think you're gonna do?
To tell you the truth, graded on A being 4 points and down to D being 1 point, I think I'll make a minus D.
A minus D? You know, I actually think you know some of these words.
I think I might know the words based on terminology during my, well, maybe I would say my younger days.
Okay.
But terminology has changed so much that my definition might be totally different from what today's definition is.
Okay, when she guesses the word right, you'll hear this sound. And when she gets it wrong, you're gonna hear.
Okay, so we're gonna start off with easier words, okay?
Thank you.
So what is a selfie?
A selfie is a picture one make of oneself.
Awesome, good job. So that's 1 point.
D minus.
Okay, what does it mean to twerk?
Twerk means to shake your butt or booty.
And who does that?
Young people.
Miley Cyrus, I guess, made it popular again, even though she wasn't the first person to do that.
No, because they twerked when I was growing up, but they didn't call it twerking.
Would they?
I forgot what they called it.
That's funny.
Other than shaking your booty.
What is a baddie?
A what?
Baddie.
A baddie. Use it in a sentence.
That girl is such a baddie.
I think that would be stupid.
You want to take any more guesses? Or is that your final?
If the girl or boy is not stupid, it would be someone who is... I can't think of anything else.
Okay. A baddie is when you're basically... You know how Michael Jackson's song is talking about, I'm bad, I'm bad. So bad is used in a good connotation. So a baddie is really a good thing. A baddie is a girl that's pretty and has her stuff together.
Okay.
What does it mean to slay?
To slang?
Slay.
Slay? Slay means to either cut down something, like some grass or weeds, or to kill.
Well, it's partially right. So slay means like...
So I didn't really explain it well to her, but basically it means you are killing the game.
You're kidding me. Very good. Well, I had that one partially right.
Yeah, so you get half for that. What do you think totes adorbs means?
Say that again.
Totes adorbs.
That's something to eat.
Totes adorbs is just short for totally adorable.
My goodness.
Now we're gonna move on to some harder ones.
Okay.
What do you think guap means?
Guaps?
Guap.
Guap means to sit down in an ungraceful manner.
So she guapped down?
Right.
Guap means money.
Ooh.
So if you got guap, you got money.
Really?
This one is real popular. What do you think fleek means?
Fleek. Fleek means someone who's a little fuzzy-brained. That person is a little fleek in the head.
Fleek today is actually a compliment. Or sometimes people will say you're on fleek. So if you're on, a lot of people will say that for your brows. So they'll say, oh, your brows are on fleek. That means they're on point.
Okay.
Your brows are on fleek.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
What do you think swerve means?
Swerve?
Mm-hmm.
I think swerve would have something to do with a person's look according to the way they're dressed.
Okay, how so?
So it would mean that they look kind of good or nice.
Mm-hmm.
You look kind of swerve today.
Right. That's a good guess, but swerve is when, like, say somebody tells you to do something and you don't want to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So say your professor tells you you have a paper due tomorrow and you're like swerve, and you just say swerve. That means you don't want to do it.
Okay. I don't want to do it, and I said, that's swerve.
You just say swerve.
Swerve. Okay.
So if I'm like, Kima, let's go to the store, and you don't want to.
Swerve. Swerve. Swerve.
So what do you think thought means?
Fox.
Thought. T-H-O-T.
T-H-O-T.
Mm-hmm.
I said never saw that word in the dictionary. T-H-O-T. Thought.
Yeah, I don't think it's in the dictionary.
Oh. It might be because they've added quite a few words. I think there was a word they added a couple of weeks ago. I forgot what it was now, but it was very unusual. Thought. I believe that's a kind of sound. Some words you can't use in a sentence.
Okay.
Especially when you have no knowledge as to what the word means.
Okay. So a thought is actually kind of a bad thing, but it's a real popular word. Mm-hmm. It's an acronym, or I think it's acronym. It stands for that hoe over there.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Mm-mm.
So it is referring to a person with something negative.
Mm-hmm. So it's basically calling them that H word.
Instead of whore. Whore.
Yeah. So basically, if you see someone dressing kind of promiscuously, I guess, somebody might say, oh, she's a thought.
Okay.
Guys are thoughts too.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. What does it mean to be thirsty?
That means you want something. Ordinarily, when you say you're thirsty, it means that you want something to drink. But with today's terminology, I think you could be thirsty for a new dress, some new shoes, or whatever. Something you want.
Okay, well, that's really close. Nowadays, when people say they're thirsty for somebody.
You're kidding me.
Nope. So, like, if people want a certain job or a certain lifestyle, they might say, I'm hungry for it, and they work hard for it. But when people are thirsty, they're usually thirsty for a guy or a girl that they can't have.
You're kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, if someone had walked up to me and said, I'm thirsty for you, I would say, how could you drink me?
And then sometimes when people are acting thirsty, people will be like, do you want some water because you're thirsty?
Okay.
So what do you think throwing shade means?
Throwing shade. I think that would be a person who maybe sees someone he or she likes and they're doing something to get that person's attention.
Not quite. Throwing shade is kind of like taking a jab at somebody, but indirectly doing so. Okay, say I have a group of friends and we're all supposed to be meeting at 12 o'clock and one person comes in 30 minutes late and I say, oh, thank you to everybody for being on time today. Knowing that she was late, that's me throwing shade at her because she was late.
Okay.
And the last word is tea.
So, tea?
Mm-hmm.
Like the tea that you drink. Oh, tea.
I can't think of anything.
So this one just got popular, I'd say, within like the last year. And it's kind of funny. So there's this picture of Kermit the Frog. Maybe he was doing a tea commercial and he was sipping on some tea. And then people added captions to it where he'd be talking about people and then he would say, "That's none of my business, but this tea tastes great." So when you're sipping on tea, you're basically saying something that someone needs to hear, or saying something that they probably wouldn't want to hear but they need to hear. And then you sip on some tea, because it's kind of hard to explain.
Okay, so sipping tea can be two things. So you could be sipping tea when you're learning some gossip about somebody, or sipping tea in the instance of Kermit the Frog where you're basically throwing shade at somebody and it's none of your business.
So Kermit the Frog may say, they might have a picture of Kermit the Frog sipping their tea, and it might say, "Girls are out here with $1,000 weaves in their head, but got roaches crawling around in their house. But that's none of my business." And then he'll be sipping on some tea.
Okay. So it's not like it was when we sip on tea sometime now. A group of us ladies, when we get together, we sip on tea and we laugh and talk. But we talk about just general conversation. So you're saying that when you and some of your friends get together and sip tea, you kind of gossip about somebody?
Yeah, well, we don't actually even really sip the tea. We might go like this.
Oh, you pretend. Oh.
You can sip real tea, though.
Okay. You pretend you're drinking. You pretend you're drinking something. Is the person you're talking about in the group? Okay.
I know it sounds kind of silly.
Yeah.
Okay, well, is there anything else you want to say to them?
I hope I'm around long enough to learn some of these words that you are using today, and hopefully they will make sense to me, because right now a lot of what you're saying, I don't understand it because I can't even text.
Oh, you kind of can. She has an iPad and she can send emails on it.
I can do that, yes.
So that's kind of like texting.
Is it? But I am learning.
She really is. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for part 2, and comment and rate it if you enjoyed it.